Hello, we're Andy, the Maniacal Cinephile. And today, we're getting terrified.
Wait, Andy, I don't speak Spanish or English much gooder.
Little buddy, not the movie Terrified. I'm talking about Terrifier 2. You know, Art the Clown.
Oh yeah, that bastard should burn in hell!
For being a psycho murderer?
No, for being a mime.
Today's video is sponsored by In Search of Darkness Part 3, a doc so nice, they've done it thrice. This 5-hour documentary explores a time when horror filmmaking exploded thanks to cable TV and the home video boom. Packed with film clips and interviews with horror icons, this 80s era documentary dives into 79 impactful and controversial films of the decade. The campaign ends at midnight on Halloween, so get your Blu-ray and bonuses now. If you love 80s horror like I do, then I know you'll love this deep dive into the decade. Use the referral link in the description and pinned comment below. Thanks for supporting 80s horror and us. Now, back to the video. Since writer-director Damien Leone's Terrifier debuted in 2016, Art the Clown, played by David Howard Thornton, has quickly become a horror icon thanks to merch, figures, and fan art. Terrifier was a mean-spirited splatterfest, and gorehounds wanted more. Well, they got it.
Like when I get more ice cream and my butt gets upset.
Ugh. Oh.
Terrifier 2 is an independent, uncut, 138-minute long epic slasher playing in theaters and drive-ins.
Bring your grandma so she can lean over and ask, "This is what you wanted to see?"
Terrifier 2 is fan-driven. Leone turned down big studios due to pressure to trim the script and to sell the rights of Art the Clown. Funding came from a handful of investors and an Indiegogo campaign. The goal was to reach $50K, and it reached a total of $250,000.
Money has been spent on worse.
So let's see if Terrifier 2 can one-up that hacksaw scene. What was that? Following his gruesome demise in the first film, a sinister entity has brought Art back to life to rain terror on the residents of Miles County. 1 year later, on Halloween night, Art returns to the unassuming town and sets his sights on fresh prey, a teenage girl and her younger brother. The main criticisms audiences had regarding Terrifier was the lack of plot and character development.
Well, duh, it gets in the way of blood and boobies.
As Leone explained, Terrifier was really a showcase for Art the Clown. As a villain, with a low budget, you have to grab people's attentions. He had to shove Art the Clown down people's throats and have these graphic set pieces to get people talking. However, he heard the criticisms and knew it was time to grow as a writer.
He's more of a shower than a grower.
To fix that, Damien Leone added some family drama. The story is a huge improvement over the first film and better sets up this franchise. It introduces a lot. However, it brings up more questions than it answers.
Why was their father's sketchbook important? Why was the sword magic?
It was a little upsetting, but I'm sure there will be a third, and hopefully that's when everything will become more connected and coherent.
In the theater, the plot wasn't the only thing incoherent.
Okay, so Damien Leone tried putting a story in here. So how about some characters? Lauren Lavera plays teenage cosplayer Sienna, and Elliot Fulham plays her little brother Jonathan, who is obsessed with killers. The siblings and their mother fleshed out and added much-needed layers to the story. They're the heartbeat of the film, and it was approached like a family drama until the violence begins.
But our family drama begins with violence!
These emotional scenes sometimes drag out, but the tears are soon wiped away for more blood. When it comes to Elliot Fulham's performance, it is lacking a bit.
Andy, isn't he too old to call his mother Mommy?
You know what? At least he calls. However, Lavera really shines as our final girl, Sienna. She carries the emotional weight of the movie, and her performance is impressive.
It's the costume.
According to Damien Leone, Sienna is a character he's wanted to see on screen for a decade. It's his favorite character that he's written. He always had the image of a final girl dressed as a Valkyrie, a character Sienna's dead father would draw, an angel to battle this demon. Sienna, gluing and airbrushing her own costume, reminded me of a young Tommy Jarvis.
As long as she doesn't become one of Corey's angels.
Have we seen Art the Clown's whole garbage bag of tricks? Nope. David Howard Thornton is brilliant as Art the Clown. I didn't love the first movie, but have watched it multiple times because of his performance. Whether he's sawing a person in half or trying on comical sunglasses, I never want his scenes to be finished.
Like my bowl of Count Chocula.
Perhaps the main reason I love David as Art is because of his love for silent movies and actors. He grew up watching Chaplin, Buster Keaton, Harpo Marx, and Mr. Bean. Art is the anti-clown. He's not here to bring joy and amusement to others. He brings pain and misery to amuse himself. He's a mischievous bastard, and you can tell Thornton is having a lot of fun.
Like his victims, Art is on fire!
However, Art the Clown isn't alone. During a funny laundromat scene, the sequel introduces a new supernatural character simply credited as Demon Girl. She was creepy as hell, and it was nice to give Art a little minion to interact with.
Still not as terrifying as this minion.
When it comes to the next Freddy Krueger, I know Kevin Bacon's name is thrown around a lot, but he's 64, and age is why Robert Englund stepped down. With his experience in the makeup chair and his ability to be funny one moment and terrifying the next, I imagine Thornton could be a decent Freddy. Due to COVID delays, the 2-month shoot turned into a year. One upside to this is that Damien Leone also works on these special effects, so the added time allowed him to keep creating bigger and better gags.
People were gagging.
The opening immediately sets the tone as Art escapes the morgue. With it being Halloween, Art is free to roam the town and leave a trail of bodies on his path to Sienna. Their first encounter actually takes place in her dream. And it's a massacre.
I don't know. It looks like he's having fun.
Because the sequence is a dream, it at first feels like the kills shouldn't count. However, I left the theater feeling this perhaps wasn't a dream, but a flashback to a past event.
I wish my dreams were full of mayhem. Instead of Louis Anderson.
One of Sienna's friends dies in a truly horrific way. I'm not sure if it tops the hacksaw scene in the first movie, but it's this death scene that Damien had the time to keep creating prosthetics to push it further. Overall, Terrifier 2 ups the level of brutality seen in the first movie and definitely earns its place in the slasher genre. Damien Leone amplified what worked in the first Terrifier and addressed the issues like the missing dynamic characters and plot. He outdid himself and showed improvement. If he keeps going in the right direction, then Terrifier will truly cement itself.
Like a snitch at the bottom of a river.
I'm a sucker for groovy 80s synth music, so I enjoyed the score by Slavi. He was inspired by the scores from It Follows, Halloween, The Thing, and Suspiria.
Andy, did you see the cameos from Felissa Rose and Chris Jericho?
Oh, look! 2 dicks!
I have no issue with the over 2-hour runtime, but some things could have been tightened up. Some scenes went a little long, but surprisingly, there isn't much filler. So, should you see Terrifier 2? Yes, it's a throwback to the slashers we don't see anymore. Seeing this uncut, 2-hour, ultra-gory indie slasher in a movie theater with an audience was a fun experience. People laughed, cheered, and puked. Terrifier 2 is bigger, badder, and bloodier in every way. We've been Andy, the Maniacal Cinephile.
Thanks for liking and subscribing.
We'll see you next time!
Seriously, what the hell is that?
Andy, should we investigate?
What? No! I hate investigations!
Holy John Wayne Gacy! What? No! Don't cut off my dick! Don't cut off my dick!